Ladies and gentlemen, I feel I need to give a brief disclaimer at the start of today's video. The following video will contain rather sensitive discussions regarding things I probably shouldn't say on camera because it will probably get me demonetized. Today we're going to be discussing the rather controversial goings-on within the Pingu household. So yeah, as I said, very sensitive topic we're going to be delving into today. Also, don't know if you noticed, but I've got Minecraft there on the TV because I'm playing online with some people. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the story thus far, I'll quickly bring you up to speed. Basically, ever since Slazzo posted his The Absolute Size of Gru video, and then followed up with certain more The Absolute Size of Blank videos, me and the crew here at Mono Brown Man Studio, we decided to look into ourselves. We decided to take a look at several other rather large lads in the meme community. We've stumbled across quite a few, such as Peppa Pig, Daddy Pig, Elsa, the Minions, well not the Minions, but who's the other guy with the Minions? Oh yeah, Gru, yeah, big man Gru. But there is one who almost flew by our radar, but when we started to look into it, we did start to grow a bit concerned. I'm of course talking about the very infamous Pingu's dad. Now, we're all aware of Pingu, I imagine. We've all heard his theme song, which low-key kinda slaps. My favourite part is that laugh at the end, just that bit, that always gets me. Oh, that makes me happy. Now, on the surface, you might not think there's anything to worry about. I mean, Pingu is a beloved classic for many other children here in the United Kingdom. You probably don't remember there being anything particularly troubling about the Pingu household. And I didn't think there was anything to worry about either until myself and the Mono Brown Man research team started to look a little deeper into things, and we discovered some... I don't even know. I don't even want to say. Anyway, we've put together a compilation of all the rather troubling moments within the Pingu household. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through them step by step and just sort of discuss where my suspicions lie, because we got some quite bad stuff coming up. Again, this is your final warning. If any of this is uncomfortable to you, please turn off. I promise. Next video we'll be back to normal. 3, 2, 1. Let's get the bread. So first of all, the video begins with a plate being thrown and smashed up against the wall. We currently don't know who it was that threw the plate. I imagine... well, there's two main suspects. There's Pingu himself, though after doing some research we learnt he's only 5 years old, so I doubt a 5-year-old can be that much of a megalomaniac. However, the prime suspect we're looking at is the father, Pingu. Is his father's name Pingu? I was going to say Pingu's dad, but then that came out a bit weird. Now, as we can see in the video, he says some pretty disrespectful things towards Pingu. Like, I don't know... I mean, come on, he's just a kid, man. Like you don't want to put all this stress on him at a young age. Now, what exactly does Pingu's dad say? I don't fucking know. But I do know someone who does. In the studio with us today is someone who can actually speak Pingunese, which is quite amazing. I mean, I know it's a very rare language, so this is quite extraordinary news right here. Yeah, I've already spoke to her. She doesn't mind being on camera. So could you please reveal yourself? This is definitely going well. Now, you've watched the footage several times, correct? And could you please give us an official confirmation as to what it is he's saying? Oof, that's just brutal. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything too early, but I feel like we may need to bring in the child services. Now this here is particularly unnerving. Like, how many people do you see walking like that? If you ask me, now this is coming from personal experience, I can tell you for almost absolute certainty that this man right here is an alpha male. Is this going to be another one of those rambling videos like Dr. Magnus Peak? Oh, now this scene in particular is incredibly heartbreaking. We can see clearly in the footage that Pingu tries to step up towards his father. He tries to be like, he tries to say, you know what, mate, I'm tired of this bull nonsense. You need to stop. You need to lay off. But his dad just immediately slaps back. And it's just more evidence to me that Pingu's mum just needs to take control. She needs to take her kids and run. She needs to call the cops. She needs to call the feds. She needs to call the FBI because, as we previously discussed, Pingu's dad is quite a large man, which we will get into later on with the help of no one because I ain't big enough to have a collab yet. Now, this is the part where I would almost be on Pingu's dad's side if it wasn't for everything else he's done. But I mean, come on, Pingu. We all know you gotta have more self-awareness than that, mate. You know, surely you've gone to use the toilet before and you've figured out, wait a minute, it doesn't quite reach. But also, can we talk about how there's just a scene in a kids' film where a penguin is just pissing? just a proper fountain right there. And yet, if I say the word piss, I'll probably get demonetized. Like, what fairness is this? Just look at this. Do they have any care or sympathy towards their children whatsoever? They're just flat out arguing in front of the Christmas tree, mind you. Don't you just hate it when families completely fall apart during the Christmas time? Look at the absolute distraught on Pingu's face right there. This man just does not care. What, like, I don't understand how is he not in jail? This is absolutely ridiculous. He's got his children in tears. They're crying. They're thinking that the parents are going to get a divorce, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but still, you don't want to put your kids through that. You don't want your kids to have to suffer through all of this nonsense. Now the next clip is just even worse because I know a lot of people won't know this, but Pingu is actually a modern day engineer. He's revolutionising how we use our cutlery. I probably should have taken the advice to write a script. Now, as we can see, he's having a bit of trouble, you know, picking up the, what are they, potatoes with his fork because, you know, it's not quite, the spikes on the fork aren't quite strong enough to, you know, pierce through, you know, I'm guessing they're potatoes. So what does he do? Now that is what you call brains. But once again, Pingu's dad was not amused. And look at this, Pingu's dad is literally force-feeding his son. Does anyone else see what I see in this? Like, we need to get rid of Pingu's dad. We need to call the cops as soon as possible. Now, that's all the footage we could find regarding Pingu's dad. However, we do have one final clip to look at, and it's this walrus. Now, we could not find any footage of this walrus and Pingu's dad together. It's not confirmed that they're in cahoots, though I do have a strong suspicion considering their animosity towards Pingu. We have put up flyers all across the internet asking people, have they seen this man? We currently haven't had anyone come forward stating to know him, but we think, fingers crossed, someone will come through. Now, as the generous and humble man I am, Monobrow Man, 61 subs and counting, I decided, you know what, I'm tired of just staying in this room, just talking to you and rambling about the Lion and the Bear from Teletubbies. I'm tired of being rewarded for making absolute garbage.
We're not aiming for the truck.
Nice of the princess to invite us over.
So I decided it's about time I do something good for the internet, for the world, and for Pingu, because Pingu was my childhood. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get to my mode of transportation.
Welcome to the cum zone. Only cum inside anime girls.
A special one with face of yellow will make the piece of resistance found from its hiding wreck underground. This has to build her with thoughts we craggle and save the realm.
Following the